Hello everyone, and welcome to A Fistful of Dice. This is just going to be a quick update video on my Hirst Arts terrain dungeon project. Excuse the weak voice, I actually just got over a little bit of a weird, like, 2-day bug that I had this weekend where I had a sore throat and stuff, so not feeling 100%, but it's all good. So, I have finished casting, and I'm just going to kind of show you the different pieces that, different size pieces and some unique pieces that I made. So here's a little setup of some different pieces, but the majority of the pieces that I ended up making were these 3x3 Ben's RPG pile, Dungeon Master Johnny style floor pieces. And you know, these are completely modular. They'll sync up with any other piece that I have. They're all the same height. They're all mounted on this foam core stuff. So you can do all kinds of different stuff with them, and I've got a real good amount of these. You can kind of see they're all lined up here under this rubble. I've got 2 rows of them, so I'd guess probably about 30 of those. So a really good amount. I can build a lot of different dungeons with those. I also made a good amount of these 2x3, which I imagine will be good for hallways and also kind of making irregular shapes, so not every room is just a square. You can kind of have, you know, little alcoves and things like that. And then I mentioned, you know, I was doing walls a certain way with kind of a peel-away effect. But I also based all of my walls on this chipboard, so they're not exposed plaster on the bottom, and they're gonna keep for a while and not get chipped away and stuff like that. So I made a good amount of walls in different sizes. You know, some 3 long, a couple of 2s, and I think I have a few 1s in here as well. But you know, and some of them are a little bit higher than the other ones, just to kind of add some irregularity. But for the most part, I didn't want the walls too high because, you know, we all sit around the table in different areas, and I don't want people, you know, certain people to not be able to see. So those are the floors and walls. And then kind of some unique pieces I did were a couple of these ruined pillars here. I thought those looked kind of cool. I added a little bit of citadel sand on here to kind of give it a nice rubble effect. And those are based as well on the chipboard. You just kind of cut around them with the X-Acto knife, so make nice clean edges. So there's one of them, and then here's the other one. I actually really like this one. I like kind of how this block kind of extends over this hole that's been made. And then in addition to those ruined pillars, I made, let's see if I can grab a few out here. I don't know where they went, but I've got some, oh, here's one. I made some hole pillars as well, and I think I have about 8 of these regular pillars, and these are just made with just basic blocks. I've got a ton of leftover basic blocks, so I got a ton of stuff I can still use. I've got some floor pieces left here too, and this was just kind of a nice thick piece of plaster that I figured I could use for something if I ever needed some extra plaster bits. Let's see, what else did I do? I made some other kind of rubbly pile looking things with some of the citadel sand on them, so those are neat. I have a bunch of those made, and they're all based just like the walls are. A few the floor pieces I'm not quite sure about, and you guys can tell me what you think about these. But so the cracked tile floor mold has a lot of like little bits in it, like these little half blocks, and quarter blocks, and these little nubbies. And I was like, you know, I want to use those for something, so I made these little 1x2 floor pieces using those. And they ended up looking kind of neat. And, you know, it's a little harder to tell, you know, if you just use these, it's a little harder to tell what's a 1-inch square and what isn't. But if you use them in conjunction with these regular tiles, it's really easy to tell what's 1 inch and what isn't. So it kind of adds a little bit of variety to the floor. And again, like these 2x3 pieces, it gives you a little bit of you can add some irregular sort of shapes to the dungeons. A couple of pieces I'm a little proud of here are these little thrones. And I made one of these just kind of as an experiment out of a couple of floor pieces and some basic blocks. And I ended up liking the look of it so much that I went ahead and made a second one. I really like the looks of these little stone thrones. So, you know, you can imagine, you know, these sitting in a room with a baddie, you know, kind of standing in front of it. So, and then some other pieces that I'm fairly proud of are my whirlpools. Excuse me. There's one. There's two. And here's my favorite one. This is three. The way that I made these is I laid out the basic blocks on chipboard, and I actually double based the chipboard because I was going to be pouring plaster onto it. So this is 2 layers of chipboard on there, nice and sturdy. And I poured some really thickly mixed plaster, like a lot thicker than you would normally make it, almost pudding consistency, into these squares one at a time. And then as they were drying, I took a little toothpick and stirred them. Sorry, let me get a drink here. Jeez, got the plague. And I was really careful not to scrape the bottoms with the toothpick because the chipboard got a little wet with the plaster, so I didn't want to like chew through it with the toothpick. And so the plaster was drying as I was stirring it, and it made this really cool kind of whirlpool effect. And I wanted different color liquids, so I made 3 of them. And I think I'm going to make like 1 blue one, 1 red one, and 1 green one, you know, for different sort of liquids that you might find in a whirlpool. So those ended up looking really cool. So I was pretty pleased with that. There's a lot of different things you can do with these basic blocks if you just kind of experiment a little bit. So that's kind of the gist of it, guys. I got this huge box here. I got to start painting these this week. I think I'm going to start tomorrow, but you see I've got a ton of walls, and I can make some more walls if I need to. You saw all the basic blocks I've got left, and then I've got all these floor pieces. So it's going to be a little bit of a chore painting them, but I'm also looking forward to that. I really enjoy painting. And then the last little bit of news here before I call it on this video. I got the Cavern Accessories mold. This mold is badass. Comes with a bunch of different stuff in it. Those are some stalagmites. This here, I believe, is a barrel. This is actually half of an iron door. You know, crates, altar pieces, big kegs. This here is like a wood plank thing, so you can make like a bridge with it. This is a fire pit. These are like different sized crystals that you can kind of cluster together, like the foot of a candelabra, a stone lion face, sacks of grain, different sized barrels, coin pile. This is part of the wooden bridge that you can make. This is actually a big chest that has a lid to it. This is the lid of it right here. These 3 pieces here are stone door that you have to glue together to make a stone door. This is a lever here, a chest, another kind of altar piece, another box, some sacks of grain, all kinds of stuff. So I think I'm going to try to do a bunch of casts on this tomorrow while I'm painting, and I'll probably cast it 10 or 15 times and get a good amount of, well, I'd have to do an even amount, 10 or 16 times, because yeah, there's halves of everything, so you have to cast it twice to get one like big keg or one door, things like that. So yeah, I'm going to cast this a bunch of times tomorrow while I'm painting, hopefully, and definitely going to get some use out of these pieces, and they're going to be a lot of fun to be able to use in my dungeons. So yeah, guys. Also really quick, I bought a new video card finally. I had some leftover Amazon money that I got for my birthday, so I went online and I got myself a video card for my desktop, and it should be arriving later this week. You know, it's not top of the line, but it's better than the one I had in there before, and it's certainly better than a broken video card that's, you know, only running one monitor and barely works as it is. So with that new video card is going to come some new features to A Fistful of Dice, including finally some edited videos again. I'm also going to be streaming some video games and doing some screen captures of some different software, including Hero Lab and Roll20. And yeah, so there's going to be some exciting stuff coming down the pipeline that I've kind of been waiting on until I could get a video card so I could do some editing and add music and images and things like that. So I am no longer being held back by a lack of technology. So anyway, guys, I gotta get to work here. I'm about to start my shift, but I just wanted to make this video really quick so you guys could see what all the hard work does for you, and these are going to look absolutely fantastic when they're painted, and I cannot wait to make my first dungeon with them. So yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys, and yeah, I'll catch you later. Take care, everybody, and happy gaming all.